A 2015-16 report noted that 1 in 10 New Zealanders live with the joint pain condition of osteoarthritis. They also projected the numbers to increase to 17% of the total population by 2020. Osteoarthritis is clearly a growing concern, and a painful one at that. Osteoarthritis occurs when the protective coating called cartilage that normally protects the ends of a bone in a joint becomes worn or broken down. This exposes the bone, and the body does its thing and tries to repair this. And then, of course, more bone is added. The bone ends then thicken and develop spicules and spurs, essentially knobbly bits that shouldn't be there. These can then grind against each other and continue the damage and wear and tear cycle. This creates inflammation, and as any arthritis sufferer will tell you, pain is definitely a factor. The common medical treatment for arthritis is non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, or NSAIDs, like aspirin or ibuprofen. But sadly, these can come with some pretty hefty side effects. NSAIDs are medically known to reduce the blood flow to the kidneys, the primary blood filtering organ of the body. And another concern with NSAIDs, except for low-dose aspirin, is that they have actually been shown to increase the risk of potentially fatal heart attacks, stroke, and other cardiovascular concerns. According to the website medicinenet.com, the risk of heart attack or stroke increases as early as the first week of use, and the risk only goes up with longer use, and especially in people who have underlying risk factors for heart and vascular disease. And oh, by the way, inflammation is an underlying cause to heart and vascular disease. So, enough for the bad news. Instead of focusing on what can harm you, let's look at the things you can do to help manage osteoarthritis. Traditionally, glucosamine and chondroitin have been used for arthritic conditions, but one of the common complaints we hear in the natural health industry is that this combination doesn't necessarily work for some people. Now, studies have shown that this is largely because the beneficial effects of glucosamine aren't often seen for a minimum of 1 month, so you may need to stick with it for a bit. And hey, while you're at it, throw in some essential fatty acids like fish oil, as these are also extremely helpful as natural anti-inflammatories. Curcumin, an extract from turmeric, as well as the resin known as boswellia, have been shown in studies to be as effective as NSAIDs in the reduction of inflammation. This happens because they have a similar effect on the enzyme group that contribute to pain and inflammation that NSAIDs like ibuprofen and aspirin have, but without the many harmful side effects. Lastly, hitting inflammation in the sweet spot, there's bromelain. Alright, admittedly that was even bad for me. Bromelain is an enzyme derived from, you guessed it, pineapple, which helps by increasing a specific category of anti-inflammatory compounds in the body called prostaglandins. Health 2000, where caring comes naturally.